Okay, before we go to the basics of R, first, let's organize our work. RStudio provides a way to keep all of the components of data analysis projects organized into one folder and to keep track of information about this project. In this recording, I will quickly show you how to start a new project and some recommendations on how to keep these organized. RStudio projects also allows you to have several RStudio sessions open and keep track of which is which. So to start a project, we have first to click on File and then we click on New Project. So now we have the option to create a new directory because we have not created a new directory. So we will, the new directory is the place that the project is going to be located and stored at. So let's start a new directory. Now we are going to create a new project, so we're going to click on New Project. We will decide the location where the new project is going to be located, so browse, then you choose the location. Also, we are going to choose the folder name. If you click on Browse, so I'm going to keep it on this folder. Also, you have to choose the name of that project. So the name we can say again, use small letters as recommended before, using lowercase letters, no spaces, and hyphens to separate words. So my new project, or my first, let's say my first project. So this will be saved as rproj extension. So let's create this project, my first project. So the first project has been created, and if you notice that we have the name of the project on the top of the R, my first project, and on the right hand side, my first project. Click on this one, and you can open projects from here as well. You can search and locate your project and open your project. So it's on the left or upper left corner. When working on a project, all files will be saved and searched for in the folder associated with the project. For example, let me open a script. Because again, this is the 3 panes, this is the console pane, but I would start script to type anything on the script. So before we go further, we have to save that script. So if I click my first script, if you notice that it gives you already the place to save the script, it's in the same folder of the project that we created, my first project. So you're going to keep everything inside this project. So my first project, my first script is saved already. So let's create another script for some reason. Let's save it. My second script. Again, we saved the project or the script on at the same location. It's already by default takes you to the project destination, so save. Also, if you notice that in this pane, in the files pane, it takes me to the project place, which is good. So everything, you can see everything, every folder, files you have saved in this project. Images, scripts are marked down. We're going to talk about this. So if I type anything, let's say library and is, then let's say data, I think auto. So let's run this. We have the data set, auto data set here. And if I want to close it, R is going to ask me whether you would like to save it or no. So would you like to save the changes? Yes. And this is my first script. For example, I have another script. I would like to work on some stuff. We're going to talk about this later. Let's say this is, and after that, I want to save it. Okay. And suppose that I want to close R and I would like to open my project again. So double click on my first project, rproj. So look at this. What do we have? We have the place that we have actually stopped at. I mean, we did not close my second script. We kept it open, but we closed my first script. So this project takes you to the place where you at before. So this is the advantage, one of the advantages of the project is after you closing RStudio, if you wish to continue where we left off on the project, we simply double click or open the file saved when we first created our RStudio project. So in this case, or as we said, my first project was the name of that file. Yeah, once we clicked at that file, the RStudio startup and open the scripts we were editing. Another advantage of the projects, if you click on 2 or more different projects, rproj files, you start a new RStudio and R sessions for each. You can do this. So we will be working on saving our projects every time we're going to work on the project. So the best thing to do is For each chapter, create a new project that will, or for each scenario maybe, so it depends on how big is the scenario. So in that way, we will be working on a project. So what did we cover today? Creating new projects, also creating scripts, because again, as we said before, we will be typing our codes on the script, not on the console. Okay, we'll be stressing on this over and over. We'll be talking about, next we'll be talking about the very basics, codes and functions and objects in general. Thank you.